everyone, Shoshana here with Aneesa Full Tap Freestyle Love Supreme. So I would love to hear your origin story.
Of course. So I'm from Queens, New York, born and raised. Started doing musical theater when I was in 6th grade, and that's my background. I used to go see FLS shows when I was younger, like high school, college. A huge fan of the guys, saw In the Heights, and I was like, oh, wow, so we're rapping in musicals now. Now I'm into it. And then I started going to the FLS shows, and I became a huge fan. And then this past March, I took the FLS Academy, and then fast forward a few months later, and now I'm on Broadway with these guys, and it's awesome.
It is so amazing because you hear people always talking about like, I did this and then I did that. But you rarely hear someone say like, I took this really cool FLS Academy class. And then they were like, hey, so we're going to Broadway and we'd love to have you on it.
Wild. No, it's crazy. I'm living my wildest dream. I mean, coming from a musical theater background, you imagine your Broadway debut lots of times. And for it to be this show where I'm playing my complete self in this thing that's so unique that has never been done before is pretty surreal.
Yeah, and it's cool because some of the people here, you know, like, oh, lights. And God said, let there be light. Hey, this is awesome.
How did you do that?
This is magic. We did not spend a whole bunch of time earlier trying to figure out the lighting. Wow. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Look at God.
And I'm wearing dreidel Hanukkah socks, so it really, really fits in here. So, working with people like this guy named Lin-Manuel Miranda, who like wrote and was in the Heights, and then wrote and was in Hamilton, and then you're like on stage with them. What's that like?
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. The first time I met Lin, he acted like we were friends for a long time and came up to me and was like, Aneesa, it's so great to meet you. I've heard so much about you. And you want to be super excited, and I get in my head, but he really just makes you feel at home, and so do these guys. I mean, everybody else, they've been working together for 15, 16 years, and they welcomed me and Kayla and Ashley with open arms, and it's just awesome to provide a new perspective for them on stage, you know, give the female side of things, and it's been a long time coming, but yeah, I mean, it feels at home. We have each other's backs on stage, and it's really a tight-knit family, and I'm so thankful and happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you here. Y'all, if you haven't seen her yet, when you come on, everyone's like, yeah. And then you are like, hey, well, I'm not even gonna no, I'm not gonna do the Aneesa, hey, which is, and then people are like, okay. What is that like? Are there any nerves that you start the day with and then like you hit a first note and you're like, cool?
Absolutely. I mean, walking onto that stage is walking into the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. And some days I'll be like, right before they get to me when I start to do my little thing, I'll be clearing my throat, like, hope it comes out. And yeah, I mean, every single time I'm about to go on that stage, I'm terrified because I don't know what's going to happen, just like the audience doesn't know what's going to happen. But once you get on the stage and you're doing the thing, you can't think about being afraid because your mind is focusing on what you're doing and you just have to go. So there's no time to think about anything.
Yeah, and I'm taking the FLS Academy as well, which is so exciting and was really cool because you were like encouraging me to do it, and that was crazy. And that these
how
like.
How do you feel now? I'm doing an interview now. How do you feel taking the Academy now? I mean, isn't it? It's a safe space. Anybody can do it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to freestyle. Don't be afraid to fail. That's what it's about.
Well, Aneesa. It really is amazing. The first day I went in and I was like, cool. I'm pretty outgoing. I did musicals all my life, but like singing, like I love singing. And I know people say like anyone can sing. True. Not everyone can sing well. And so like I always had a like good enough voice. Like I was happy to sing. But then going into the Academy and feeling this free space and like just doing these like nonsense words and like blah, 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 like, you know, Nate is our instructor and Kyle, like they're just so great. And they from the start were like, no, we're going to have safe space. Like, even though beatboxing isn't my best thing, and like, stay tuned for some, you know, Kayla and Shockwave interviews where like we try to fix that. It was so great. Thank you. Whew, how the tables have turned. But yeah, like what was that like for you actually having that strong singing background and the acting background going into the academy?
Yeah, I mean, I was still nervous because I have been freestyling for a long time. My name, Young Niece, comes from high school. My friends all know me as that. People from home know me as that. And so I would freestyle as a joke. And I just going into the academy, I was super excited because taking that class was something that was very important to me because I have been a fan of them for such a long time. But going into it, you still don't know what to expect. And I've never rapped in a setting like that where it's a class and people are putting you on the spot and making you do different, experiments with these words, So it was completely different. But, bringing my singing and my talents to the table, it was easy to make it into something that was my own and showcase me as my best self, if that makes sense.
No, totally. And it's funny, too, because, like, being in the class, like, I can see how it's benefiting, like, my reporting. Like, we're freestyling right now, right? Just coming up with questions.
It really helps in all aspects of life. The guys have done a lot of corporate gigs and stuff, trying to free up these people that are in their suits and are, really restricted. It helps free people up and just to be able to relate to other humans in that way. Because when we're doing the thing on stage, we really have to look at each other and feel each other's energies and depend on each other to make this thing work. Yeah. So.
No, and we have the big presentation, the big class coming up, which very excited about. Yeah. Very not nervous at all.
Listen, when I did mine, I was terrified. And my friends, I kept telling them, I was like, oh, guys, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. They're like, you're going to be fine. I was really nervous. Yeah, I'm remembering. Yeah, it'll be fine. Once you do it, you don't have time to think about how scared you are. So the nerves beforehand will be a thing. But once you get into it, the audience is with you.
Yeah, and even when we're like in class and we're doing the like little half group presentations in front of the class, once you start singing and you come up with the riffs and you come up with whatever in your head is going to be the thing, and then you see your audience member, your classmates like, they're like, yo, good one. Yes. Like it brings me up. And then like, because we have classes on Saturdays, we're filming this on a Sunday. And it was just really cool to see like how my friends have improved throughout the few weeks. And I was like, yes, Linda. Truly. You knocked it out of the park.
Truly, it was awesome to watch people because we have people from all different backgrounds coming in to do this thing. People that haven't sung before, haven't freestyled, haven't done improv, people that only sing, people that only act, people that are just rappers, like put out songs and stuff. And to do this thing that's completely new to everybody, it was awesome to watch the growth. Truly, just watching people that couldn't get in a rhyme or would get stuck in their heads because they're afraid of not rhyming, just completely free up and are able to do the thing. And it's awesome that we have the alumni that we're continuously growing and growing, and it was just going to keep growing. And then we meet once a month. Well, I haven't been in a while. I need to get there because I miss it a lot. I know.
It's not like you're on Broadway or anything.
It's a little busy, but yeah. And we get there and we're all just hanging out and just, it's so fun. I'm so happy I found this.
That's how I feel. Like we only have one more class and then we have the presentation. I'm like, wait, what am I going to do Saturdays from 1 to 4?
It doesn't stop. You'll come to the alumni events and those are super fun. I think we're going to have to add extra because the family's getting bigger. So
yay, family. So then what was that conversation like when it was like, cool, graduated FLS Academy, yay. And then they were like, oh, but actually, wait, there's more.
Okay, so I graduated from the academy, and then Shockwave and Jelly were doing a corporate gig. They asked me to do like one weekend, and they hit me up the day before. They're like, hey, we need somebody to sing. Can you do this? And I was like, yeah. Had to figure some things out, move some things around, but I ended up doing it, and that was awesome, and it went really well. I felt where I was supposed to be, honestly. And then I went away to do a show, Freaky Friday, that summer. And the first day of rehearsal at North Shore Music Theater in Massachusetts, the first day of rehearsal, I got an email from Telsey saying, hey, we need you to hold this day and this day because Freestyle Love Supreme is auditioning for standbys and we want you to come in. It was a whole thing. The day that they wanted me to come, I needed to be at final dress rehearsal. And so I ended up taking a 4 a.m. train from Massachusetts all the way to New York to get to Telsey, to be in the room with Chris Jackson, James Eichelhart, Tommy Kail, Patrick Vassell. And that was wild. And I was so nervous. But then I walked in the room, and it was unlike any audition I've ever done before. We were truly just holding microphones. There was a speaker. Somebody was on the keys. And Tommy was like giving us words. And then we were just like, yeah, walking through the rain. You know it's a pain. You don't even want to hear me explain. Like, just, and we were just going back and forth. And it felt natural. I'm standing next to Chris Jackson and James Eichelhart. And I was like, yeah, this is chill, which is not something I would ever think would come out of my mouth. But yeah, then I got on a plane home to, not home, but back to Massachusetts to get back to do the final dress for Freaky Friday, and it all worked out. And yeah, it was just crazy. It was a whole crazy experience, very anxiety inducing, but I figured it out. And then, yeah, I got the call that I was going to be joining them on Broadway, and I freaked out. But yeah, it was wild.
And I kind of love that it was Freaky Friday, because it was like, oh, is this real life? Is this my body?
Shout out to the Freaky Friday cast at North Shore Music Theater, because they truly had my back. I was stressed.
Sorry for being stressed. Really happy that it all worked out.
It worked out. The universe really had me. And at the end of the day, like, that's a lesson I've learned, is that what's for you is for you is for you. Because it wasn't going to pass me. Like, there were so many obstacles in the way, and it was supposed to happen.
This is where you're meant to be. Yeah. It's so true.
And if you would have told me that a few years ago, I would have slapped you, because I wouldn't have believed it. I would not have. I don't know. That just came out. I would not have hit you. I just wouldn't have believed it, because I feel that it blows my mind. I wish I could talk to past Aneesa and be like, yo, this is about to happen. She wouldn't believe it.
If you had told me a year ago that I would be interviewing young niece at FLS on Broadway,
you'd be like, who's young niece? Because no one knew.
They'd be like, oh, okay, good for you, okay. And now they're like, yeah, young niece. I'm so excited. A few people know about this, and they were like, yo, and two of them are in the room, at Trusty Sidekicks. Love them so much. Yeah, sometimes you just break out into song. Yeah. You know, that's
absolutely
pretty standard.
Constantly.
So speaking of breaking out into song, Anna and I were here the other day where there was a certain "You Raise Me High."
You talking about Josh Groban?
Yes, I am.
Call me.
Watching him perform on that stage was magical.
He just surprised me so much. Like, I mean, it's Josh Groban. We know he could sing his face off, but I don't know him personally. I didn't know he was gonna be that funny. So I was truly just, I couldn't believe it. He really surprised me. It was awesome. Please come back. Yeah. We miss you.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny too, from the audience perspective, to like see this person that's like, oh, okay, they can sing. Oh, they're like dancing. Oh, they're singing about themselves in the third person. Yeah. Like, there were so many great aspects. And then I feel like I just have to talk about it because it was the same day, but where we were sitting in the booth, we were right next to the soft microphones. Stay calm. And the way the microphone was thrown.
Oh, and it hit.
And it hit Anthony.
That was awesome. That was so funny.
What was that like on stage? What was that?
I think I got up and laughed and pointed at him. I think I did. Yeah. It was super funny.
UTK was like, I haven't been this happy in years. Like,
should have seen the group text that night. UTK was just sending gifs of people getting hit in the head by things. It was very funny. And Chris, I think James was like, what happened? Because he wasn't there that night. It was very funny.
Yeah, we had a little peep me, and I was trying to explain it, but I was like crying. I was laughing so hard.
And then Shock made like doing right in time as it hit him in the face. Yeah. And he fell on the floor too. Very dramatic.
He was like, no,
dramatic.
Slow-mo. Oh, that was great. And part of what I love about FLS in general is that like every show is different. It's all improvised.
I just remembered one time when they were trying to throw the mic to get to someone. Anthony tried to throw it and it didn't work, and so they threw it back. And then Lynn was like, you can't throw. Took it, tried to throw it, didn't get it, and then they threw it back, and then Chris got it, I think. So
I was at that show.
yeah, wasn't that wild?
No, it was so funny because he's like, no, come on. Oh, no, and they were like, this is why we're on stage and not playing sports.
Idiots. Love them.
Oh man, that was so great. Have besides from like those moments, have there been any like specific things when you were on stage or like at the stage door that have really stuck with you?
I have memory loss when it comes to this show because everything happens in the moment. I don't know. We've had some crazy stories. I remember the 7-year-old we interviewed once who I don't think I was even on stage for this. I think I was watching, which is a joy because when you're not on stage and you're watching, it's a different show. So I'm as entertained as the rest of the audience. And this girl was like, what can I say on this microphone? That's inappropriate. No, I won't. Anyway, so she was like, I broke my arm doing a cartwheel, and James did 4 cartwheels on stage.
Yeah.
And nobody saw it coming. It was really great because he did the last one, and then he got a little too fancy and tried to do a toe touch, which he can do, but the pants weren't set up for that, so he fell. But he did a cute, like quick, really got right back up,
Knock me down, get right back up again. And toe touch, maybe two touch, should try that. So we did talk about the Yonder Pouch in that, like in passing, but I would love to talk about really how the Yonder Pouch has like changed the game of Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
What's it like for you?
I love it because there's so many shows I've done in the past where people have their phones out and it's very distracting. We can see you from the stage. What are you doing, bruh? We can see you. I don't understand it. But it's really nice to get everyone in the moment and just in the theater. When we come on stage, we're not thinking about anything else. We want you to be here with us. This experience, we rely on you to make this show happen. And so it's just super important for everyone to be present. I've seen a few tweets where people are upset because they think that we're taking away their freedom. A woman said once. If anything, we're giving you back your freedom because you've been glued to your phone. So let's get back to reality real quick. I mean, I know I have that problem, and I love when I'm away from my phone. And I think that all shows should do it because, I mean, you have your phone in your hand. We're not taking it away from you. If you have an issue and you need to go check something, you have the right to go to the people and they can unlock it for you. But otherwise, just stay focused and be in the show.
Walk in, you have it until you go into the like theater part itself when you get your ticket checked and you get your playbill, and then they just put it in this little pouch and they clap it together. You keep it with you, you're holding on to it, you turn it on like airplane mode, silent, no buzzer, and even if you have like a smartwatch, they take that, which is great because when you're in the audience, it's like you get like that little flash and you're kind of taken out, and that's like distracting as an audience member. I couldn't even imagine being on stage. Yeah. And then at the end, they like come through the aisles, like come through the rows so that the people just come out from the aisles. They get it taken out. Then you can take a photo of the stage if you're like, whoa, I love these FLS lights. And then you're like, cool, you get to do that. Then you can go to the stage door. You have your phone back and you have the memories that can last a lifetime.
Thank you, Yonder Pouch.
Thank you, Yonder Pouch. Yeah, especially as a reporter where like my job is to film and report and tweet. And the idea that I'm like, cool, I'm going to go like a nice tight 90. Yeah, just put it away.
90.
Yo. Yes. And it's so great. You guys don't have no bathroom breaks here. There's no intermission. What's that like for you guys?
I always have to pee.
Same.
I will use the bathroom before we come down for 15 to do our little warm up. Mm-hmm. And because I wear jumpsuits in the show, the guys will hear me saying, I don't have to pee. It's just my body telling me a lie. I don't have to pee. It's just my body telling me a lie. Because before I go on stage, I've been programmed to be like, all right, time to use the bathroom really quick. Yeah. But I don't. And so as a lot of the times when we get to the last segment of the show, it's me telling somebody I have to use the bathroom. Shockwave loves to play little games where he takes his water bottle and says, don't think about waterfalls. And we'll be like gargling.
No.
Yeah, we have fun. We have fun.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. You know the second
I
part.
was like, I know the words. Okay, so we're doing this. Yes. Literally.
Yeah, no, I literally won't come to my place. You better don't come over because I got 4-leaf clovers. Getting lucky tonight eating clovers. Juicy like Biggie, yeah. It's no diggity. I like that 90s rap and I listen to it all the time. Let me tell you what's on my mind.
Jedi.
I'm a Jedi playing Star Wars, doing it big, won't mess with you whores. Sorry,
Hey.
I'm for that profanity, but it's bwaySHO, what I'm supposed to be.
Hey.
Bitcoin, you better get that money. Come over later, see you, honey. Yeah, no funny, I digress. Doing it big all the time, no stress.
No stress. And your last word is juxtaposition.
Juxtaposition, why you put me in this position? Yeah, you better stop wishing. If you think I'm not making this up, you absurd. Cause I'm just saying whatever the words that come to mind while I freestyle rhyme. We make mistakes and we also eat cake. And my birthday's on Monday, so send me a gift. See you at the stage door and tell you my wish.
Hey! Whoa! Aneesa! What? That was so good. Woo. And it's so funny because before this interview, I was like, oh, maybe we'll like freestyle together. And then I was like, cool. Or I can just have like the person that's on Broadway freestyle. And that was a great life choice of mine. It's so cool to hear how the different suggestions come in and like, especially with True. Oh, I love True because you guys all take the same suggestion. And then Russian, I remember.
Oh, yes.
That was a really cool one because it was like Russian, like the country or the person from the country. And then you flipped it.
Yeah. I made it to stop rushing and slow down. Some story about when I was running to see my cousin who had just come back from Ethiopia, and I ran up to him and then I like fell down and chipped my tooth. Yeah.
There's like always a story though. That's what always gets to me, right? Like whether it's like someone threw out like garbanzo beans and then people did hummus and like it was or chickpea. Oh, right, chickpea because then they called them their little chickpea and
yes.
So it's just cool. And with all that to say, if you're not there, like, yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, we can do the post shows and we can do the interviews, but it's really being in the room where it happens, Why, like, when you tell your friends and your family, like, what are you trying to express to them? Like, no, this is really not like anything you've ever seen before.
I just try to tell them, I mean, yeah, people get kind of confused when you explain it to them. You really just have to come see it. But it's unlike anything else. We're just making these things up on the spots. I love True because so many times we'll get a vulnerable story because at the end of the day, that segment is just about telling the truth, whatever comes to mind. And a lot of times it becomes something funny or surprising, or it could be something sad. And so we're constantly learning about each other on stage every day, which is awesome. Just hearing these stories from my fellow castmates that I hadn't heard before. And that's really something that's special to me.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like every time I come, people say, how come you've gone to this show so many times? And it's like, because I'm just learning so much about them. I'm having so much fun. I'm bringing new friends. I brought friends from out of the country who had never been to a Broadway show. And it was absolutely incredible to be able to do that and to bring other people in. Is there anything else that you want to say like directly to your fans watching at home?
I have fans.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Please come see the show. It truly is different every time, and you don't know what you're going to see. And we're closing in January, so get here.
Get here. January 12th. They just extended. Get your tickets now.
Apply to the Academy because anyone can do it.
Oh my God. I am proof of that. Anyone can do it. It's so much fun. Well, thank you, Aneesa, so much. This was so much fun. bwaySHO signing out. We'll see you at the show.